Welcome to the Ski Mojo Lockdown Lowdown. I'm really excited to be joined by Joanna Percy today. She has been skiing for over 50 years and she's part of traditional institutions in snow sports such as Lady Ski Club and the Ski Club of Great Britain. I am so excited to be joined by Joanna, who's a fellow Ski Mojo fan. Good afternoon, Joanna.
Afternoon, Chemmy.
How are you today?
I am fine. I had some very good exercise this morning.
Yeah, she's winking there because I actually trained Joanna this morning with the Lady Ski Club. We're doing an hourly session and she's storming it. Actually, I work really, really hard as I can work. And Joanna, I'm not sure I'm allowed to say this, but at 70, I should be able to work a lot harder than you and you keep up with every move. So credit to you.
Thank you.
So how have you found the lockdown? Obviously, it was quite disastrous because we missed the end of the season. Have you been able to adapt in terms of your physical, mental needs?
I have, because I came straight from Flaine, which was the last day of the season, and I came via London picking up my car keys and my flat in Swanage keys. And here I have a bicycle. I have wonderful hills and beaches to walk along, and empty roads to cycle over. I couldn't be in a better place.
I am actually really jealous. We have a WhatsApp group. We have a WhatsApp group, Joanna, and you often send photos of the beach and your little, not a picnic, we're not allowed picnics right now, but a little pit stop on your bike through, and it does look heavenly. So you've gone basically from the mountains to the ocean.
Yeah, that's right. And the hills.
And like you said, we did actually ski together the last day of the season. How lucky was that? The AICC this year, run by the Lady Ski Club in Flaine. I saw you in the start with your mojo on top of your catsuit. But before we get there, how was last season? You did get a bit of skiing in.
I did. I was out in Murren for the Inferno week. I've done about 11 Infernos, but don't anymore. I just stand on the sidelines and cheer and then ski off using my ski pass, which is great, and enjoy it enormously. And of course, watching you do your Ski Sunday Inferno was wonderful because I knew every bump.
I know, I felt so much pressure because so many of you and my friends had done it so many times. I was like, I mustn't get any of this wrong and I mustn't, let any of you down, because it is such a institution, the Inferno. When people go, they tend to come back year after year. Like you said, you did it 11 times. That's incredible.
Well, I didn't complete the 11th.
That's okay. You went up the start gate 11 times.
That's right. That's
fantastic. Right. So when did Ski Mojo come into your life, your ski career?
Well, I was repping for the Ski Club of Great Britain in Wengen and came across somebody who, much older man, was apparently wearing one, and he said it revolutionized his skiing, but didn't really sort of see it at all. Mostly they're hidden, until a friend of mine's husband, also much older, was wearing one and said it was quite good. Well, I had the last 6 years of trying all sorts of potions, and my adventure in this had really gone to the wind. No more off-piste, no more, rushing about, and actually having to choose my route, skiing very defensively, and wasn't really that much fun, although being in the mountains is always absolutely wonderful, and you don't admit that it might hurt, even though you're popping lots of potions and pills and doing all sorts of things in the evening to try and ease it. And then it was the ski show. So
you were driven, you've skied with a lot of pain the last few years. Is this an injury you had, or just kind of, just the old, we're getting older and our bodies start to deteriorate?
Getting older, a few bashes here and there on my knees. I've never done any of those ligaments, but I think they're just a bit worn out.
And that gets really frustrating, doesn't it? Because you know what you can do when you're healthy. So it's like you said, to have to choose to go down an easier piece, which you would have been able to do absolutely no brainer, eyes shut a few years ago. It does cramp in on the passion a bit because you're not able to ski as well as you can ski.
Well, that's it. It's the style. didn't mind. Steep pieces were okay, and moguls were okay, as long as you can really choose where you're going. But limited visibility and lack of something, the unexpected was the worst. Or even a little corrugated slope where you go over a bump and it hurts, and you go over another bump and it hurts a lot more. And by the third one, you're completely tensed up, which is totally wrong. Physios say, oh, you've got to be relaxed. Oh, what I've spent on physios.
Exactly. And when you start kind of losing your confidence, you brace more, you're not able to absorb the terrain, and the mountain is all about the undulating terrain and actually enjoying that. So when I saw you at the Ski Mojo, your eyes lit up because you thought here might be something. You have used knee braces before though, haven't you?
A little bit, but I found that the whatever was at the back of the knee, I found always the elastic ones didn't really work. And no, it's because it wasn't a cruciate ligament or anything like that. It didn't seem to be the right thing to do.
No, I mean, I never really got on well with knee braces, because when I wore them on my weaker side, all it did was train my brain to compensate away from that side. And when you're skiing, it's all about that flow and having the body patterning together underneath you. So I really struggled with knee braces, isolating that one painful side and telling me that I had a weakness. So that's why I originally got in touch with Ski Mojo. And I remember you coming to me at that ski show. And what was it that was the kind of light bulb moment where you thought, I have to have one of these?
You weren't 20 years older than me. And you said you used one, and I thought, oh, so I don't have to be 85.
No, not at all.
And the other thing was, it is both legs. It's evens. I mean, both my knees are lousy. I never know which one's worse than the other, or which one I did something to last. And it evens you up. That's the good thing about it.
So do you find, because I really consider my performance to improve when I'm using it. I feel that kind of that tension, but the power that it projects my hip forward at the end of the turn that allows me to get on the front of the skis. And with these parabolic skis now, they are made to be ridden from the front to the back. Quite often we ski the middle of the ski to the rear, but the Ski Mojo I find really propels you so you get more out of the ski as well. Do you feel that performance side?
I feel it a bit. I think the main thing is that people remark that my skiing has improved enormously. Probably back again. You know, I'm skiing down a mountain fluidly. I'm not sort of fearing where I'm going to turn. I'm not defensive. I'm going for it.
So for you, it's not just a physical aid. You have got so much mental confidence from using this. You are back to the Joanna from 20, 30 years ago.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's what, and I talked to a friend who also has one. She bought one after me, and we were discussing it this morning. She said, oh, it's just like going back, and I'm not popping all those ibuprofens anymore. It's fluid, it's not defensive. We're all enjoying it.
Oh my gosh, I love that. I love that it's been able to take away all that chemical input, because I was exactly the same. And then in my end of my career, obviously when I was a downhill skier, so I wasn't allowed to wear it in competition. And I was the same, you know, I couldn't actually race at that time without having painkillers and blockers. So for me to find something that takes that pain away, that adds to my performance, that means I can ski longer for harder, is just dream. And I love hearing that message from, you know, an Olympian to someone like you who's skied so long and got so much experience in the sport.
Well, there were 3 of us in Flaine in one flat wearing them.
No way.
Every morning before we went skiing, there was quite a lot of putting the stuff on, and then Marguerite saying, oh, for goodness sake, hurry up, because she didn't have one. No, it was great fun.
I did love seeing you at the start. You stripped up, you've had your amazing new pink Lady Ski Club catsuit and your Ski Mojo on top, and you looked so relaxed because you knew it was actually a really long race, wasn't it? But I guess you have the confidence in knowing that you'll be able to blitz that.
Well, a race, I've not worried about the GSs over the last couple of years, or the Super Gs, in quite the same way, because from the pain angle, Everybody else might do it in a minute, and I might do it in 2 minutes, but still only 2 minutes of your time. But the route is predictable. That's the main thing. So yes, I found the Mojo was great for that.
Amazing. And do you wear it when you're not in your cat suit, when you're not wearing your lycra, Joanna? Do you wear it on top or underneath of your trousers?
Underneath, I've got a rather shapeless black pair of salopettes, which I've had for a long time, and it's fairly inconspicuous under them. I did buy some very natty pink ones, trousers, but then it doesn't really fit underneath, and then I look a bit deformed. So
really? I quite like wearing it on top. See, I'm an on-top girl. I started off underneath, but I quite like wearing this kind of new fashion of tight trousers. So I wear it on top and I show it off. And it means that there's a big talking point. Everyone's like, what is that? How are you skiing with that? And it's quite, I think it's quite interesting because it shows your personality. I'm quite a show-off. But you don't have to be aware of someone wearing it if they don't want you to be. It's like, it can be your little secret. If you want.
Well, I think I might wear it on top next year, but it was only those last 3 days of the season, in a cat suit, that I was wearing it on top.
And wait, I cast back to when you first tried it. How long did it adapt for you to get used to wearing it?
Not very long. I forgot, and still do occasionally forget, that I've actually clicked it into place.
Yeah.
And you go down the slope and you go, oh, it's not working very well, or whoops, stop. And then someone will say, you're right. You're going, just clicking into place.
Yes. And then that becomes second nature, doesn't it? It's like you're a cowboy and you've got 2 hands in your pockets. It's like, boom, boom, I'm on. I'm switched on. I'm bionic.
Absolutely. And then on the chairlift at the bottom, you're in the queue and you have to deactivate it, but if you might be chatting too much and you get on the chairlift and suddenly your legs are stuck out in front and you can't get them on the bar, so you have to quickly deactivate it.
That is a very quick fix for people thinking, oh my gosh, this sounds disastrous. It's a very quick fix. You just switch it back and straighten your legs.
Oh, that's really easy. There's a little performance in the morning.
No, exactly. Money wise, now a lot of people, there's a lot of engineering technology that goes into the Ski Mojo, so it is a high quality product and you pay for that, but in terms of the big spectrum of the enjoyment you get, the performance improvements, and the efficiency, because you are skiing more, you're buying that lift pass, you don't want to do a couple of runs and get fatigued. With the Mojo you can ski all day. What's your take on the value for money of the Mojo?
Frightfully good value. I mean, I might have given up skiing.
No way, that's the difference for you.
Oh, huge amount, yes. And you pay for a holiday, about masses more than that, and cheaper than a pair of skis, I think. Hugely good value. And I seem to remember going for all sorts of funny injections and other things, that consultations with knee surgeons and people, and they're always £250 for their 20 minutes, and you get nothing out of it. So
you definitely get more of
value.
You definitely get more of 20 minutes of joy out of the Mojo, that's for sure.
Well, I've now had 2 seasons.
That's amazing. That's amazing. I just loved seeing you in the start gate this year, so relaxed, knowing that you could push it because of the Mojo, seeing how it was only a couple of years ago since we didn't have to persuade you very hard at the ski show, but since you became a fan. If someone is on the fence, what would you say to them? How would you recommend the Mojo to them?
Well, I didn't, but I believe that in certain places, probably Flane, and I know in Marybelle, you can hire them for the day, as this friend this morning was telling me. And she said, you can hire them and
try before you buy.
Try it out, they fix you up. There's a little temporary thing that you put on the back of your boot. You don't have to get the permanent one. So you can clip it on the back of your boot temporarily, so you can try it out for a day. And it works. It's usually sold straight away.
And my last question, What's your best ever moment in the mountain?
With the Ski Mojo?
Whatever.
Yes.
The Ski Mojo might be part of that. We're not trying to sell it. We're just trying to educate people and give them some entertainment in lockdown.
Oh, best moment. Hadn't thought of that. But being able to ski, yes. After I came back last year, when I went out to Murren, I skied down the Shiltorn with my Ski Mojo, and I had only just had my knee x-rayed, that I'd broken my kneecap before that, and I didn't feel it at all skiing with my Ski Mojo. So I bought a season pass in advance, not a season pass, a Jungfrau pass, and I was able to ski all week using it rather than wasting it. So that's
amazing.
The best thing.
That is amazing. Well, Joanna, I hope it brings you another 20 years of skiing ahead of you. I know how much passion you have for the sport, and I'm, on behalf of Ski Mojo, I'm so proud that we are able to help you ski pain-free and enjoy the mountains again.
Well, I'm hoping to do a bit more race training now that I know that I can race with it.
Amazing. Well, I can help you.